Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of By the Numbers. I'm your host, Richard Lewis. That's Duncan Thorin Shields. This is obviously brought to you by our patrons and, of course, Rivalry.gg. If you go to Rivalry.gg/RLS, you can sign up for some ethical esports betting in a safe environment and get the added advantage of $350 of bonus materials and support the channel. It's awesome. I'm going to tell you, Duncan, this is probably going to be like one of those episodes of the podcast where it's like pushing the fucking boulder up the hill. Because I'm fucking hungover. Because obviously it was the Conor McGregor fight last night. You're in fucking Kiev. Traveling all over the world. Fresh from Vegas yourself. So we just end it there on titles, I guess.
Here's the thing, though, mate.
Our patronage obligation.
You think of all the fuckers in the world who have every complaint and excuse. That's how you know none of those people come from an actual working class background, because you just get on with it, don't you? Like, it's not the end of the world to just do something and not be at your best, believe it or not.
Well, but this is what I mean. I made a fucking habit of being able to just, like, you know, everything outside was okay, but like dying on the inside were hangovers. I worked through so many fucking hangovers down the years. It's insane. I used to run about 300 hangovers a year.
My favourite is when you are working an event and you have that thought in. It's when you're basically hungover or just really sleep deprived. You have that thought in your brain where it's like you can't conceive how you're going to make it past 2 p.m., but you're just going to try and get to that point and then keep going. You don't tell anyone, of course. You know, you just get the cup of coffee and a little bit of a quiet one last night, like some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other classic as well, the fucking classic lie. I mean, that put me in good stead. You know, when your fucking supervisor would come down, were you out last night, lads? You know, obviously knows that you were. Yeah, just a quiet one for me, just 1 or 2 drinks, you know what I mean? You just hold that
you won't mind staying around till back for a couple of hours, no, it's fine by me.
I can totally do that. Completely, definitely what I was looking forward to, a bit of OT. But that spilled over into esports as well. Like, you know, when the fucking E-League talent liaison would come in, you guys do anything last night? Uniform? No, definitely didn't go to any strip clubs or anything like that. No, definitely not. So look, lots has gone on, and you're in the middle of an event. We're not going to talk about that event. We'll wait until that one ends, get that one in the books. But let's talk about the events we kind of missed. Well, actually, I'll tell you what, Duncan, since it's you know, you're the one that's kind of at work at the moment, and I'm hungover and don't want to really take the lead on this. Do you want to do the news stuff first and then the events, or do you want to do the events then the news?
Let's do the news first, shall we? Get out.
All right, there you go. Oh, we're fucking mental. We're fucking so wild. This show's it's off the fucking rails doing the news first.
Oh, by the way, since I've just opened up HLTV.org to see what the news was, I will just say, you know what? I'm actually going to promote a piece of content that HLTV.org did, because they do a series, right? It's not a bad concept. It's called Counter Quiz. And what they do is they get some sort of duo. So they get like 2 players from the same team, or in this case, they did Moses and Anders casting duo. And they ask them questions where, you know, the question might in some way, not every question, but some of them might relate to their careers or something they might know. Okay, right? And because these two have done like, you know, 1 million games, been around the game so long, HLTV.org obviously thought like, well, unlike players, because by the way, again, anyone who thinks players would be sick on analyst desks, half of them don't even know their own careers, mate. Like, that's not even a joke, because they've never had to think back over it. So the ones they do for players tend to be like, you know, for every hard question, there's 2 that are like, everyone would get that. But I have to say, because they thought these guys are casters, we better make it hard. And in doing so, mate, watch it just to watch Anders try to answer these questions. He either just sits in silence, letting Moses answer all of them, or just does stuff like when Moses says an answer, he goes, yeah. It's like he doesn't even know. Like at one point, just to give you a teaser for why you want to watch this, at one point, the question is, name some tier 1 CSGO casters who no longer cast CSGO. Anders doesn't even contribute similar. That's how outrageous he is. Like, and he's just sat there the whole time, like doing his classic. Listen, man, like it's so like if I were him, I'd have like demanded it just be deleted. Like I can't believe he's allowed it in published, but it's so worth watching just for how ridiculous it is.
Listen, I would say this. Probably a lot of people, you know, have heard about Anders' knee injury. He's been on some heavy shit for a while. He's been on some fucking heavy shit. I'm pretty sure he's traveling the world taking all sorts of experimental fucking painkillers, and probably he's on that Iboga.
Secret project is super fentanyl, mate. He's going to go even deeper, mate. This is 10 times stronger than
his secret project is to replace serotonin in his brain with fentanyl, actually.
Yeah. I'm telling you. So that's why he's always like, listen, man. Like, he reminds me of fucking Dennis Hopper in Apocalypse Now.
Yes,
you know, he's just like about to give some inside speech. I'll tell you, do you think he was a kind man, Moses? Do you think he was a wise man, Moses? Like, I watched that counter quiz. It was fucking unreal how little he remembers about the details of his own life.
They're asking him stuff like, just name the people who were number one in HLTV.org's thing. And then they're going, 2017. Like, it was last year for fuck. They're going, simple. It's like, fucking hell, it was last year. You guys literally cast all the tournaments. All he's asking you is who won the most famous award last year. That's how reamed out these two are. They're just literally just like, it's like they're old men with like Alzheimer's trying to piece together their own youth. Like, was I in World War II? It's like, are you for real? This is last year, you fuck.
Mate, it just shows how fucking tough it is. Let's be real. When you work in every fucking event, they do all blur. I don't give a fuck. You have like landmark moments in your mind that you remember distinctly. That get burned into the hippocampus, right? But the rest of it is a fucking blur, you know.
Also, right, here's the thing. I will say, one thing I'll give them credit for is that's one thing. Well, one of the reasons I love the fact that I don't do as many events, because like, for example, this run I'm on right now, I haven't had a proper day at home in like 2 weeks now, maybe even order on 2.5. And it does feel like I've just never gone fully back down the baseline. I'm always a bit reamed out. By the way, just as an aside, because I just need to say this because it's so ridiculous. As I'm scanning on HLTV.org with my eyes, talking to you, obviously I see the top thread, just the title alone. All it gives you the title, then we move on, okay? Title just says, fascism won't fix your problems, Brazil.
It won't. I mean,
here's the thing.
They're not wrong.
What's in there, because it couldn't be as good as the title. It could never live up to that title. It's an unreal title, isn't it?
Mate, it's one of the reasons why I love fucking HLTV so much. Their threads on politics, the afterlife ones are always good. Life after death? Question mark. Like, I don't think some daft cunt on HLTV is going to crack that particular nut. You know what I mean?
Like, my dream obviously is like in the future, aliens or some sort of advanced AI just finds HLTV.org and it's like, let me learn about human wisdom or something. You know, like. Obviously, it'd become like that fucking AI that just became racist instantly, wouldn't it? What was that one called?
I can't even remember. But
some woman's name, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got absolutely fucking wrecked by 4chan as is par for the course. So look, well, let's talk about the fucking CS news then. It's weird because there's a lot of stuff that kind of ties on to the previous episode. So I guess we'll start with Renegades. This one was mind-blowing to me. We did say it was going to go one or two ways. There was basically two paths laid out, for the Renegades organization. And just to give you a recap about what we envisioned those two paths to be, one was the path of ambition. All right, you went out there, you rebuilt an NA team. With obviously Ryu in as coach and Nifty is kind of an IGL/star player, depending on which way you wanted to go with it. And you tried to live up to your, name as being the fucking, I can't remember what city it is now. It's Detroit, isn't it? The Detroit Renegades. And you focus on that, right? And I feel sorry for Detroit, for lots of reasons. You got the fucking Lions, you got the fucking Renegades. Tough times all around. But at least it shows ambition. And then, you can go the way that just says to me, like, we're literally just fucking plate spinning until something big happens, and you pick up an Australian squad. Now, I'm not saying there's not talent in Australia and New Zealand and the Oceanic region. I'm just saying I don't think there's 5 of them motherfuckers, right? I just don't, you know what I mean?
Plus, one thing I've been, you know what, Rich? Yeah. Classic Thor moment here. I've been underwhelmed by Australia. Because first of all, because of the drinking culture, you think that they're all going to be fucking lads, well out of there. Most of them I've met are just lovely guys, and they're actually too reserved. And in fact, that's one of the things I've always criticised about the Renegades team. They always just seemed like a bunch of people where there was no sort of like vocal leader or person who really believed it. I grew up watching Crocodile Dundee. That guy was a fucking legend. He was going out there. He was doing all that shit to make the ox go down on the road or whatever. He was obviously crocodiles in the name. He was going and telling people what knives are. He was doing all sorts of shit. Taking on crime bosses in like LA. Or was it Miami or something? Yeah, he was taking them all on. I'm assuming Miami because there'd be alligators there or something. And they were
makes more sense, doesn't it? Yeah.
He was ragging that.
Paul Hogan was the boy. He's still alive, isn't he? He's not dead.
Is he?
No, he's not dead. You know,
I'm scared to go and look, because I'll just find his Twitter and he'll be tweeting about.
So
ruin all those movies for me.
Still kicking, mate.
79, leathery as fuck, mate. I mean, I can't even imagine how fucking leathery he is now.
So all I'm saying is,
he was leathery in the motherfucking 80s.
Where's the Crocodile Dundee? Where's that at?
Yeah, well, mate, you know, where's the Steve Irwins? Haven't even got that, have you?
Where's the Steve Irwin of the CS world?
Yeah, where's the Steve Irwin of the CS?
Look at this parrot as well, Paul. You can strike its head.
Exactly, mate. Oh, where's Al fucking Ramsey, whatever his name is, from Home and Away? You flaming galah. Where's he? Played by Ray Meagher. If anyone wants to look that up, he was a fucking boy. You're right. I'm telling you, for some reason, all the top Aussies just haven't. You know, their personalities just haven't transferred to the CS. Yeah, they're vanilla as fuck, mate. I tells you all you need to know that, like, a guy called Big Dick Stacey is sort of a fucking cult celebrity in the Australian scene just because he's got the words big and dick in his name. You know?
And just references that repeatedly with euphemisms, and they go, fucking hell, he's quite a character. Like, yeah, like, a fucking Beano cartoon. We talk about
exactly.
This Biz or something.
Straight Carry On edition, like.
Yeah, look, he's his name with a knob in it. Like, what is this?
I know, it's like so unreal.
Yeah. So I don't know, mate. I agree with you. I think they need. They definitely. It's just a shame there's not, like you say, like, you know. Do you remember Sponge?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember his one thing. 1.6. We actually had a guy from Australia who was, his alias was just Gaz, and all the videos were just him just screaming obscenities at people. I don't think he's that good a player. I think he was just some sort of like rattlesnake without the ability or something. But like, just the fact he had mad balls and was screaming at people was sick. Get that guy in.
Well, so Davey's in the chat. You remember Davey. Davey's a CS player. He dropped by for the No Majors Club when we were doing the alternative stream. Good lad, big fan. Anyway, he says it's a huge upgrade. I think the word huge is certainly not the one I would use, but there's definitely an argument to say that it's an upgrade. So we'll just talk about, you know, they brought in a player called Liaz and Gratisfaction in for obviously Nifty and Astillo. I think losing Nifty from the roster is a huge loss. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If people are going to judge Nifty on like the last month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks of his performances in the team when he was having to be an in-game leader and a lot of weight on the shoulders and a lot of uncertainty, I think that's very unfair. It's certainly not something you would do to other players. But on top of that as well, I mean, like, I think Castillo was absolute fucking trashed here towards the end, and undoubtedly was one of the players who had to go. Not a name I think any of us are going to need to remember, frankly. So these two guys coming in, yeah, but I've seen the highlight reels. I've seen the, fucking Australian commentary of all their mad clips they've got while playing other Aussies who aren't as good as them. You know, oh, fucking Crocky, mate, he's took his head off. You know, I've seen that, right? I mean, I just don't think they're ready for international competition. And indeed, you know, refresh my memory here. Didn't they just lose to fucking CyberZen at the event you're at with this lineups? And you were the only guy who predicted that was going to happen. So a lot of people out there trying to sell this as if it's, you know, a fucking huge upgrade, new lineup's going to change the game. I ain't fucking feeling that. And I think what it says about Renegades is they're quite content to just bide their time and just have a team, even if the team isn't going to fucking achieve anything. Well, what are your thoughts about this roster? Well,
first of all, in true to myself, the first thing when I heard about this movie is I was really annoyed because I did an interview with Kassad about a month ago that I still haven't released just because I've been too lazy, and so a lot of that's invalid now. So the fact that my content's ruined it's annoying. And I haven't got over that.
Well, now you get to roast him because didn't he do that fucking tweet where he was like, fuck this, I'm out. And of course, now he's immediately, fuck this, I'm in. Like, so that was interesting. I guess, look, you've got to sort of, kind of be careful about how quickly you write off certain projects when you maybe realize that there aren't a lot of fucking job options out there for coaches right now. But
the I'm out was from when he was in Valiant Store. That was
okay.
Yeah, I wasn't relegated. It is true. Right. Apparently, he does say in the interview he chose to leave Renegade Store. And I noticed, yes, they did fly him in for this event. He basically just like hopped back in because I think they were in deep shit, obviously. So that is an interesting quality, certainly.
Well, so, I mean, again, Kassad's an interesting character for me. Like, I think he talks a good game. I think he's very intelligent. I think he understands the game on a deep level. I've never really seen it translate to any of the teams he's been associated with, though. Like, real talk.
I think he had an effect. Like, if you look, Mouse Sports looked a bit better when he joined. Renegades looked a bit better. The problem is this: like, I really do ascribe to that logic, which we have. Funnily enough, it's only really used in football. I've noticed it doesn't tend to be used in the NFL and the NBA in the same way, because in those sports, true to American fashion, they only try to all go for fucking broke and be the best, or fail miserably. Like, there's no in between, you know. Whereas in British football, we understand the concept of like small club manager, and his job is just to stay you away from relegation, get you from 14th place to 12th place. But you know, the idea is, we all know that the problem that guy has is he can't go any further. It's like the David Moyes type character of the world. The best they could ever hope for is to sort of be a bit better than they should be, but they're never going to be. You're never going to win the league. You're never going to have for example, they're never going to take star players and make them gods, etc. You know. So for me, I put him in that category. You know, I think he did something. I think he contributed, but I don't blame him for leaving, because I don't know whether we're going to go beyond that. Like, for players, I don't see how they could have upgraded. I don't see what he could have done as a coach. I don't know this, you know, he's the best coach. So it all kind of fit together for me. And I think in light of what you're saying there, I'm very disappointed that they've sort of gone back to the route of like, let's just keep taking that free trip to the major and then never doing anything at that major. It's like, that means nothing to me. That's kind of whack.
Do you think that's what it is? Because, I mean, there's no doubt there's a business element to this decision, in my opinion. We know Tai Lu aren't going to be in the
You've got even easier. That's the most pathetic part about it, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's but like, as seen on today's evidence, you know, you've got that player Bottle over at fucking Cyberzen who looks fucking lights out. People are sleeping on China. It's a matter of time before they get to think about how many fucking Chinese people there are. It's a matter of time before they get two fucking teams together that can actually rock you in best of ones and shit. So I think I don't think it's going to be a slam dunk next time. You know, we've got MVP lurking around now, there as well.
Because actually, I mean, listen, I'll give it up to Davey. Maybe he knows those players better than I do. I wasn't like a big follower of the Greyhound team. I'd guess it's probably a downgrade. Maybe not by much, but I put it this way: it doesn't make me think the team's going to get better.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen the best of Renegades at this point in time.
I'm going to reserve judgment, because I think one of the things we always get criticised for in this show is that when new talent, as it's called, is given a chance, apparently we're always like the naysayers. You got to remember what we talk about on the show. It is pretty much top tier Counter-Strike.
Wait a minute. When do we ever do that? Like that. Here's the thing. Aside from rare instances where maybe we've seen like the initial games, they didn't look good. That is a mad straw man. That's always presented.
Oh, sure.
What happens is
I'm not saying it's real.
Everyone else takes every potential player and says they're amazing, they're going to be the next best thing, they're so good. Then, when proven categorically wrong, goes like, well, I was just believing in him, wasn't it? As though that justifies it. Meanwhile, what we tend to do is say, like, well, who is this person? Like, you know, have they proven themselves? And then there might be the odd one where, we have some reason we do hate on them. But I'd say by and large, we just suggest the reasonable position that most
is the notable example, I think.
We're like the guy at the fucking Harvard, enrollment speech, like, look to your left, look to your right. Only one of you motherfuckers is making it to you. We're that guy, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean that's just the reality. I mean, like in my defense, I was massively behind Stu. I knew he was the real deal.
To be fair, half of the Issa things just because it reminds you of Jar Jar Binks.
It does.
Just be honest. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day. Well, right. So just as a quick question before I move on to the next news story, right? Like these new Star Wars movies are shite, right? No doubt, but they're not prequel shite. I mean, the prequels are worse than The Last Jedi is what I'm saying.
I think the prequels are better.
Nah, I can't have that.
Here's the mad thing.
Yeah, okay.
These ones are so bad. I'm starting to take a shine to the fucking prequels.
There's no fucking way on God's green earth, dude.
Don't get me wrong.
Nothing makes the prequels fucking tolerable. Like nothing. There's just there's no excuse.
I've already told you the secret reason I like the prequels now. It's not really secret at all. It's just that
Natalie Portman,
right? Here's the mad thing. It's like, first of all, I no longer take them as real movies. I almost do it. I do enjoy them as if they were parodies or like fan movies, you know?
Yeah. There's fan, yeah.
So I'm past the really obnoxious part where you just engage with them as actual pieces of art, which they do not deserve to be for obvious reasons.
No.
So some parts of them are all right. My problem with the newer ones is just like the sense of direction is all over the place, and then they just constantly violate rules they themselves created. It's like, I didn't make you make that fucking rule up. Why are you violating?
Yeah. I will say the problem I've got is how jarring it is.
This is no exaggeration. I'm not saying this to be like edgy or hyperbole. That move that solved at the end of the last movie, where they used fucking like hyperspace to fly a ship through another one, literally breaks every single component of a space battle in every other Star Wars movie ever, and makes it so the universe can't exist anymore. Because now anyone can just attach like the warp drive thing and just go through a fucking. So it's over. They've ruined the It's no exaggeration. Like, it's very rare that you have a plot hole which you designed that ruins the whole movie and every concept of the universe.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was then done by like Admiral Gender Studies. It's just like, well, that's just the cherry off. I'm out. At that point, I can throw the smoke bomb, and I'm out.
Yeah, it's very jarring how all the setups. It's like, the way I look at it is, obviously, when you write a story, right? If you've anyone, I'm sure everybody who's been to school has had to write a short story at some point, right? If you set up a bunch of stuff in the fucking first few paragraphs and then it either goes nowhere or you completely contradict the setup, you would inarguably say it was a bad story. Well, how jarring it is between the two new movies we've had. The first one was competently made. It was effectively a beat for beat remake of A New Hope. You know, that's fine. We live in times when, you know, concepts like soft reboots are a thing, where it's like we're literally making the same story with a different cast and slight differences, you know, to kind of like kickstart a franchise again. It's, you know, it's disgusting. There's no like kind of artistic merit in doing that, but it's a reality of the Hollywood system. But then all the things that were set up, like fucking that giant Gollum dude, fucking Snoke, and all, like you can't set shit up and then just fucking get rid of it in the second movie for the banter to like piss off the fan. But like literally, Rian Johnson just wanted to fucking stick it to all the fans of the movies. I feel super sorry for Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is like just, I know, man. Like they cooked him so fucking hard.
Imagine when he heard that. Wait a minute, because obviously for the prequels, remember, he was thinking, right, when do I get involved? And they're like, well, it's prequels, you're not in it. It's like, all right, whatever. I guess it's just not my time. And then they're like, you know what though? We're making all the Star Wars movies now. Wait, what do you mean by all of them? You're in them. Fucking I'm back. And then he obviously gets those scripts, and they're like, squirt milk into your mouth.
And
why have I come back for this to reprise my role?
He even said for the first movie, like, he turns up at the end and then the movie just ends immediately. He doesn't even get a fucking line. Right? So he just said that, and he wasn't even on the poster or any of the like, he was in the promotional stuff. He had to do all the interviews, but he wasn't on the poster. And you'll find interview clips where he says that was like just the latest in a long line of humiliations. That was just for the first movie. Then in the second one, it's just not even Luke, is it? It's just not even fucking Luke. He's not like that. You know, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, 30 years definitely changes people. But, like, what the fuck? Like, he's like squirting fucking space dicks into his mouth for fucking sustenance, saying the Jedis are all fucking retards. Like, what's this? Like,
we always joke that, like, the people who are journalists, because they're so in their own little bubble, do literally, in the most ridiculous fashion, try to blame everything in culture on Gamergate, even though it's like, what relevance would that have? I almost feel like this is the one thing that actually makes sense. It's almost like Hollywood was just like, what's that? Gamergate? Right. Launch Operation, like, 757.
Destroy Star Wars.
All Star Wars, yeah. It just feels like that was done.
Yeah,
whatever, I mean, code was.
It was
not a big enough fan to know.
But I'll say this: like the prequels are just hot garbage. Like there's no way you'll ever win me. The Last Jedi is hot garbage. It's a very different. It's a more competently, just even special effects. The CGI's trash in the fucking prequels. It hasn't held up well at all. You can tell people are just stood next to a fucking blue screen. So the other big news story we talked about was what was going on with Fanatic, and obviously we saw Flusher went out, right? And we were like, oh, okay, that seems to be where a lot of the negativity was emanating from. He's gone to Cloud9 for a fucking paycheck, but then it didn't stop there, and there were more cuts to be made to Fanatic, and as was originally thought, and then kind of maybe people thought, well, hang on, looks like maybe Draken gets to stay. Well, now he's been benched again, pretty much what happened to him in NIP. And finally, Twist from Red Reserve came in. Now, I want to remind people about a few things we said. Yes, Twist has very famously turned down Fnatic, NIP, top Swedish teams in the past for his own personal reasons. But like I said on the podcast, being benched by Red Reserve and sitting on the bench at Red Reserve is a very different reality to being in Red Reserve and being a star player in Red Reserve. So for me, it was always likely he was going to move if the offer was there. And once things started kind of breaking down with Draken, it did seem that Twist was always kind of Fnatic inbound. So it's official. He's joined. So their roster now still has Scream as the stand-in. Twist as a permanent addition and replacement for Draken exist, Crims and JW. I still think there's a little bit of Theseus's ship going on with this roster. I don't know if this is the way it's going to look.
That's a fucking kick in the dick if you Draken, though. It's like, listen, we're even just going to keep Scream as a stand-in rather than even let you ever play another game for us.
Sure. Well, no, but I mean, again, it kind of does point to there's obviously some personal shit, some internal shit. You know, I've said this before. There are personalities on that Fnatic roster who simply it's not even cannot, they just will not adapt to other personality types. I think it's always going to limit the kind of roster the Fnatic team can have, because you can see now the relationship with flusha is even broken down irreparably, and of course it's going to be Crims and JW calling the shots. Exist famously as well. He's doesn't like certain personality types in his teams. Likes to keep things, chill, I suppose. I don't know what they think they're going to necessarily get with Twist. That's something I want to monitor. But yeah, I think you're right. I think the idea that, this could have been K-Scream, you came in, you stood in for us at one tournament, you actually played quite well. But, moving forward, we do want a full Swedish lineup. That's kind of the DNA of the team. That's kind of the DNA of the org historically. Then we've got Draken as a stand-in who we're paying. So just a weird one, a very weird situation. So I just want your thoughts, first of all, about Twist coming into Fnatic. Second of all, does Scream ever drop that stand-in tag? And will that be the 5 moving forward, do you think?
Like, there's a level at which, as mad as it sounds to say, because obviously Sweden is the fucking motherland of the greatest Counter-Strike teams of all time, has produced more great players in every single role and kind than any other country. It does seem mad to consider that people with the tenure of Fnatic even should be going elsewhere. But to be fair, in a mad way, the Swedish scene themselves have put themselves in this spot, because Fnatic and NIP now for the last couple of years haven't really nourished the younger talent. I mean, people all think, well, what do you mean? NIP have it now. NIP have them now. First of all, they only have Lekro because Fnatic kicked him out, and then they have the other player, Rez, because they tried a bunch of the Epsilon players, at the very end when he almost had to try someone where they booted the other players. So I don't really feel like that was the natural process of Cream rising to the top. He scooped it off, etc. No, I don't think they did that. And so as a result, I think this is where they reap the fucking whirlwind, which is that there is no talent underneath, because they never had a place to play as professionals. They never got a chance to get their legs under them. They haven't developed beyond a certain point. And so you've kind of lost a generation in Sweden. So in a world where that's now the reality, it's not that ridiculous to go and try elsewhere. I mean, Scream is clearly a fucking fabulous talent. I doubt there's many Swedish players at the moment can play as well as him. I don't know if you can make it work. But then again, if the team wasn't particularly good with the all-Swedish lineup, do you gain anything from all-speaking Swedish? You don't have a brilliant in-game leader. So we're starting to look like a world in which I imagine Exist might have thought this himself. Hey, you know what? It's not that bad playing in this FaZe clan, actually. You can still get things done if the players are good enough at shooting each other. Maybe it's time we moved to a it's not that you can't be Swedish, but Sweden won't be the primary focus. Maybe we'll get these international players, because I have to say, there's going to be more and more of them available. Maybe Oscar will be available. Maybe X, Y, and Z player that you can all think of being kicked from big teams that are international teams suddenly are available. So it ain't that ridiculous anymore, to be honest. It's actually starting to look like a solution, at least in the short term.
Yeah, but this is what I mean, right? So long term, I'm not feeling this Fnatic lineup at all. This is an anachronistic setup that they've got. What they're trying to do is hang in an environment where I think, as Astralis prove, if you can get the tactics right, get the system right, constantly working at the game, have a coach that can feed you useful tools that you can apply in game situations, you will be the number 1 team in the world, and it won't even be fucking close. What we've got here with Fnatic is no real recognized in-game leader, and all the upgrades aren't about implementing a tactical system. Look at that lineup now, and tell me that this isn't about just fuck it, let's have 5 people who maybe they all go off. Maybe, you know, they're capable of getting multiple kills and winning us around. I don't think you're going to see any great tactical system out of this Fnatic team, and unfortunately, they're going to get found out as a result of that, barring, you know, 4 miracle performances from their lineup against every top team they go up against. That's just this would have worked in 2014. It certainly wouldn't. It will not work now. It cannot work now. You know, like I've criticized Na'Vi vehemently about saying how they're not a solid 5. They don't, but they still have some vague intimation of tactics in what they try and do, and they do have 2 of the best players in the world right now by some distance.
The thing that Na'Vi has that Fnatic doesn't have is, like you say, they've at least got someone with an idea of how they want to play, and it works to some degree. And as you said, they've got some of the best players. What does Sweden have? Not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, moving away from the Swedish element. I mean, I look at how NIP did at the last major, and I think they were just unbelievably unlucky in the teams that constantly came up for them. And I think, you know, I know afterwards, yes, it hasn't been great, but there was certainly a lot of promise there. It was nice to see the old veteran players, kind of somebody that's obviously taking the tactical element of the in-game leader role very seriously. It's not just about the vetoes. It's not just about, you know, calling where people are and talking and saying this is what we're going to do at the start of a round. Like Lekr0 actually clearly tried to do things differently with that NIP roster, and it worked. And I think if they'd actually just got a little bit of luck when it came to the teams they had to play, instead of that unbelievable draw, I think they could have gone certainly deeper into the tournament. But for me, this like I say, this is just such a throwback concept of a roster. It's that, you know, yeah, Crims can play lights out, Scream can play lights out, Twist can play lights out, even JW. Certainly happens a lot less these days, but he still proves he can, you know, he's got it. But I just don't think you ever beat a top team without a tactical system right now. Like, this team would get mauled by fucking Astralis.
The problem is, like, from my experience, Swedish, this is one of the reasons why I've always gravitated more towards the Danish scene, because they really come in with the nuts and bolts. Like, here's the system we run. This is your role. This is my role. You can even contrast team for team. Like, here's the corresponding player. It's more like actually reminiscent. Bearing in mind, Counter-Strike in its nature can never be literally X's and O's like American football. It's more like football. You know, once the round starts, there is a lot of free room, etc. But that's why in football, the revolution was in-game small adjustments, like aspects of how the formation begins, so that then you have your starting position that you then make your players from. You know, like, I feel as though Sweden, if I have to pick their biggest strength over time, I think the misdirection was people looking at them winning, and therefore, because they're winning and it's working and it looks amazing, saying they just have the best players. It's like, when you look back in history, that doesn't really work, actually, to be honest. Like, yeah, they've certainly had some exceptional players, but I don't know that they've had more than certain countries that haven't accomplished as much. So I've always thought Sweden's best quality was team play. And some of that's cultural, you know, they obviously seem naturally to not be as big-headed and to be as individualistic, etc. But that's one of the reasons why when I look at this particular Fnatic, I think it's dead in the water. Because, first of all, they've mistaken social, like, connectivity for team play. Like, I'm not talking about what you do outside of the game. That's one of the ways that they've often recruited those teams. Who do we feel comfortable with? Who do we think, you know, can play his role and stuff? That's all well and good, but in the game, there's got to be some, like, hookup. You've got to connect in some way, and you've got to become more than some of your parts. And these last few Fnatic lineups have been less than some of their parts. That's the maddest part. You even have some good players in these teams, and then you look at the results and you be like, wow, I can't believe they lost to that team, or, you know, why aren't they top 4 anymore? So that's why I feel like, with this squad, I think it's either you've got to go NiP's route, which, let's be real, NiP's route was they kicked everyone except 2 players. That's it. Yeah. So at this point in time, it's not NiP. It's a new team that happens to get Ryan Forrest on it. So you've either got to go that extreme, or you've got to just restart completely. In which case, if you restart completely, why even just start Swedish? Why not take, if, for example, say you want Crims, cool, have Crims. And I'll put him with ex-international player, in-game leader. Like, for example, this is one no one's considered. If Karrigan gets kicked from FaZe, get Karrigan. Tell him, right, you're a master working in international lineups. Who do you want to keep? Crims, JW, you want them? Okay, take those.
Exist will never play with Carrigan. I'll tell you that for free. There's no fucking way. There's no way. I mean, so
I will say it is rich as fuck. This is one thing I've enjoyed about knowing people like the NIB players, like the Virtus Pro players, is that even when they themselves are so far from winning, it's a joke. In their mind, they still think they're a winner, and in their mind, until now, they still think the Astralis are the losers. It's like because they've got that mental frame so strongly set that it can't be shaken almost. You have to hit rock bottom completely before they realise.
And what about Draken? I mean, obviously we saw he did the tweet with the American flag and the eyeballs. I think, speculated a little bit about this on past episodes. I mean, it's got to be Cloud9 if it's anywhere, right? I mean, you're already setting up for a Swedish Cloud9. You've got Golden over there, Flusher now. Draken to replace Skadoodle. Whatever you think about Draken, surely even the biggest Skadoodle fan would recognize. I mean, he's not even AWPing, I think, at the moment in the team.
I'd at least give him a shot.
Which is going
as you said, Cloud9's in such a bad position, and they definitely need firepower. I'd at least give him a shot.
Yeah, I mean, it creates an interesting issue in regards to the major, right? If they were to swap out Scar, I'm not too sure, but wouldn't that create a situation in regards to the major?
I mean, you need 3 people, yeah. But then again, though, to be fair, you're already getting into the top 24. Yeah. Like at this point in time, is it really worth, if you're Cloud9, either shit or get off the pot. Like, if you're going to stay in Counter-Strike, you want to head to the top again, right? Keeping 3 out of the 5 now doesn't really feel like it gets you where you want to go. So if I'm them, this is why I say I don't like the Renegades angle. It's like, it can't just, I get it about staying with the major if you that's why the G2 lineup did it.
Well, top 16, sorry. So I'm misthinking because obviously Golden counts, doesn't he? Towards the.
I guess he would be played.
So yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking back. One major too many. So I guess they could do that. And and I agree. Look, I don't know how Tim and Russia are feeling about how things are going right now. Whether they prefer an NA lineup, whether they are looking at the exit door. But I definitely think the ongoing problem with Cloud9 is the Skadoodle specter that just hovers over it. When's he going to go? I
said this years ago, Rich. I spanned the question the other way, maybe like a year and a half ago. I said, what would he have to do at this point in time to get kicked? Because I cannot think of a single thing. I can't think, and I'm beyond ridiculous things like start saying racist stuff or something. I'm talking about just as a player. What would he have to do as a player to get kicked from the team? I don't know what it is, mate. I genuinely can't think of a thing that will get him kicked.
Yeah, I think, the time has to be now. Like, Cloud9 are clearly a team in transition. They don't have the direction or the identity yet of what their next form is going to be. And I don't think you can get to that place while you've got these relics of bygone eras hanging around. And that's what Skadoodle is now. He is a relic. Again, the guy was presented with the opportunity. Very rarely do we get to fucking write our own, obituaries and control how we're remembered. Imagine if me and you were given the opportunity for that, right? Instead of having to hear the same old tired shit about us over and over again, that glosses over 99% of our contribution to the space. Skadoodle was given that on a fucking silver tray. Here you go. All you have to do is just retire now after winning the major. Everyone will remember the clip. I'm not crying, you're crying. Everyone will remember your souvenir fucking Dragon Law selling for crazy amounts of money. Everyone will remember that you got the MVP in the final. To spurn
what you're waiting for at this point in time. You're not going to
spurn an opportunity like that is fucking insane. And I know it kind of shows just a real lack of self-awareness, just a lack of awareness about how the industry works. It's really weird. There is not me and you wouldn't be able to sit here and criticize him had he gone out then. Let alone haters, and fans would have just erased years of mediocrity from his fucking record, and it would have been perfect. And now we're stuck in this position. I can't speak for Tim, Rush. I always get the sense that it's not a happy fucking camp over there right now. That's You know, I've not talked to the players, obviously. It's just reading between the lines and the impression I get. And I think it is time to do something new. And to do something new, you got to get rid of the fucking old. I'm not saying Draken's even the final form or the perfect upgrade, you know? I'm sure there'll be better options out there. We've already talked about Cirque as a prospect to Cloud9. That's already been talked about behind the scenes privately.
Of course.
His fucking, you know, his NRG contract is a lock, and NRG aren't letting him go anywhere. But I'm pretty sure, you know, Cirque to Cloud9 is something that could happen. And I think that'd be fantastic if it did. That could be the next career move to where we find out just how real he is. But Draken will do for now. Phase 1 is get Scar onto the bench. Move him down to streamer, you know? And once you do that, Cloud9 can start going forward, I think. Anyway, so now let's talk about events. Oh, no, one of the news stories. Sorry, my bad. This one will be of interest to you, Duncan. This was reported by Nell, of course, the French scene beat reporter who is currently publishing his stuff over at VP Esports. Full disclosure, believe me and Duncan are both columnists in the employ of VP Esports, so worth mentioning. But Nell's obviously very reliable when it comes to reporting about everything in the French scene. Has broke a lot of big stories coming out of the French scene. So this pertains to reports about the G2 players. Now, what happened was, obviously we know G2 have been underwhelming. We've seen Ocelot come out and say he's immensely disappointed with the results that the team's been generating. I think that's fair comment. They added a coach in the form of Malek to kind of come in and try and get more value out of the players. But then what's happened is they've been offered a contract renewal. And you might go, but what the fuck? I thought Ocelot was hating on him. Well, sure, the contracts would end in 2020, but they would be getting less salary, is what Nell's reporting. So that kind of feels like sensible, right? Yeah, and apparently it's more security for the players. It is a commitment of sorts by Ocelot, but it's also a recognition you are not worth the old G2 lineup salary. But what's interesting is in all of these negotiations, Kenny S has refused to sign. Which to me says that, like, he's like, listen, I'm willing to give this a go, but I'm only willing to give it a go for a very limited period, and I will go and play with other people. I will go and take opportunities that are going to be coming my way if they're there. And I'm not fully on board with this project. I'm not riding and fucking dying until 2020. I'll do it till, you know, maybe the end of this year, start of 2019, which is when I believe the contracts are supposed to expire. I might be looking at my options. So what do you think of all of this? Because I don't know. I'm not gonna like kind of speculate. Oh, you know, there's trouble in paradise or whatever. It does say to me though that Kenny S is saying, listen, there's going to come a time where I'm going to think about number one first, and I'm not fully on board with this, and I'm not fully satisfied with how things are going right now, and I'm going to keep my options open. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think it's actually very smart. He has no reason right now to have to sign a new one. Like, basically, the only reason he would need to sign a new contract now, which is why the rest of them probably snapped Ocelot's hand off when they found out they could get these contracts, is if you don't think your value will be as high or higher in the future. Now, I actually think Kenny S has mad leverage because, first of all, what other fucking opera is there in the French scene? There isn't one. Secondly, he has the outrageous quality, which Shox also has, which is that they can actually at will become good players again. I'm not even exaggerating. I know very few players ever in esports history who can do it like these guys can. It's like there's almost a perfect correlation between they either don't feel comfortable with their team or just don't like the game and then being bad, and then them getting super motivated, loving their particular lineup and becoming the best players in the world, amazing players. So those two players can pretty much write their own ticket if they want. Now, someone like Shox has chosen to do it the friendship way, and that's why Smits is in the team, and that's why, as you see, they're even signing Smits again. Kenny S's approach, he's never had the same, I think, strong connection to the others. I think actually, to be honest, he's smart enough to understand he probably needs the team to be really sick to get that motivation to play. So I think he's intelligently, as he said, by the sort of time window left, realised if I just don't sign, I'm still on the team, so I get to see how things go. If it goes really well, no problem. I sign another contract. Hell, if he's really clever, it might even be for a higher one if he starts getting back in form. If not, well, I've got I gave you a chance. I didn't bail on the project. I let it go its course. Didn't work out. Now maybe either we bring in people I want. That's another way you can use leverage. Or I go elsewhere. So I think that's fair play. I also think, quite frankly, no one ever stops and thinks of this. But if I was Kenny S, I'd legitimately put in your back pocket as an option also going international. You do not in any sense need to speak French anymore, my friend, especially for your role. You're not in some super complicated way interacting with others. They even say in this G2 lineup that they're trying to make tactical. It's about giving him room out of everyone. He's the one who gets to have space. And kind of
anyone who's talked to Kenny as well knows his English is good enough for an international.
Imagine what this guy would do on a fucking FaZe Clan and Mouse Sports. He'd be a monster.
Well, there was a couple of things that were in my mind.
By the way, leverage the whole French scene in a way the rest of them won't.
Yeah, well, this was what was in my mind. So when this report first surfaced, a lot of people immediately jumped to, what's going on with Vitality? Is ZywOo not able to get out of his contract with Against All Authority? Well, Against All Authority have put a public fucking statement out saying he's definitely going. That's all been took care of. You're going to get the Water Boys announcing as Vitality very soon. It's not about that, but certainly there is a big question mark about ZywOo and how he's going to do it in international lands. Now, I think the kid's mustard. I know there's been a lot of fucking, how should we say, derogatory speculation about him. We've, on certain subreddits, and there's been certain clips that people have discussed. Oh, look, wow, he shot it in before he came around the corner. Oh my God. I've seen all that shit, right? I don't think that applies here at all. And I think ZywOo is going to be the real deal, and I think he's an exciting prospect. But that being said, just because you're an exciting prospect, it doesn't mean you're going to translate that explosive firepower when you're playing at home or playing in low-tier lands to big international events. Different kind of pressure, different kind of mind games. When you're having a bad game, top teams know when to bully you, how to put the pressure on. And keep in mind, he's an AWPer as well, and arguably going to be the star player in that lineup. So think about what Astralis can consistently do to Simple, and with all the international experience Simple's got. So it's a different fucking playground. I think what Kenny S does by not signing on to this, Kenny S is nowhere near top-level Kenny S form right now, but if things don't work out with ZywOo as the primary AWPer, by the time they're waking up to that fact, Kenny S's contract will be winding down. So that's one option. The other option, I think, is, and I have no inside information about this or anything. There is going to come a time where Guardian's going to retire, by the way. I mean, people have got to recognize that fact. This is a guy who's played through some unbelievable injuries, a guy who's married, guy who's getting older, a guy who's obviously getting permanently fucking heartbroken every time there's a fucking major comes rolling around. I mean, how much is he going to fucking tolerate that for? And then, there's Kenny S, international AWPer. So he could come in and be a like-for-like replacement, a young upgrade, should Guardian ever decide that he wants to retire. And he's certainly got the big enough brand to go and play on a team like FaZe and everyone get excited about it. So I think what Kenny's done here by, first of all, the idea that I would ever fucking secure my future so it was in the hands of Smiths in existence if I was someone as good as Kenny is insanity. I would not want to be the entire team's out there now. I wouldn't want to commit to having to play with those fucking bums any longer than I had to. Right, so it's sensible for that basis. But I just think a player like Kenny is going to have some mad options coming up, and I think this was the ultimate smart play. What I'm worried about is what it does to the internal harmony, which has always been said to be the most important thing from that group of players. Right, that's what they believe in. So I don't know. Is there a chance that Shox might take it as an affront? Keep in mind, Shox and Kenny S avoided playing with each other for the longest time. And now, what if you read between the lines? If you're Shoxy, is Kenny S saying he doesn't have faith in your vision for G2?
Beggars can't be choosers, mate. I mean, what the fuck's Shox going to do about it? Right, leave. Smith will be primary op. Even he knows which way that ship's going.
Well, no, but that's fucking waterfall. I'm not even fucking around. I could see them going out and maybe trying to tempt, you know, let's say if they were like, well, hey, Kenny, if you're not on board, you're not in the team. Smiths would go to primary origin, so like fucking XMS could come back. I didn't think they would fucking bring Smiths back from the dead. Frankly, I was like, there's no way Shocks is really going to do that, but then they really did do that. I think G2's issue right now is the lunatics are running the asylum. I suppose Ocelot's done himself a favor by at least I'm not paying the lunatics crazy amounts of money. But you've still got them on your fucking books until 2020.
Ocelot's like, this will not stand, or whatever he said. You know, that sort of verbiage. You know, don't worry, guys, I'm committed to this. Good news, guys. Signed them again. Less money though.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. You have to understand, like, fans don't care about a fucking salary cap. Mate, I get up every Sunday now as a Raiders fan in a permanent fucking state of dread.
How many have they scored today? 40 sound. We kept them under 50. Nice.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, listen, we might tank this season and get a favorable draft pick, plus the 2 ones we got for the Khalil Mack trade. No fan gives a fuck about salary cap management. Like, you know what I mean? We want to win fucking games. I don't want to be just beating the Browns in overtime thanks to bad officiating. Otherwise, we would have been 0-5. You know, no one wants that. And it's like you say, he was like, oh, I'm disappointed, but trusting the system. Well, what is the system? You brought in a coach and you probably shaved about $3,000 off their salary. G2 fans don't give a fuck about that, do they? It's like I say, there's no getting away from the fact they should have gone with MBK and Apex. And it's just a fucking, it's just the elephant in the room every fucking time, you know? Ridiculous. Right, let's talk about events. You were at one of these events, Duncan, which, again, always surprises me because, you know, top events don't invite you anymore. But there you were. That's when I sat down to watch ESL 1 New York. Couldn't believe it. I'm like, why is this fucker on television? What's going on? It's ridiculous. But it was a decent event. Lots of good games. It's like I said to you when you were out here. Sorry, I keep bringing this up. Better than the major. Like, inarguably so. Like, much better games, much higher quality of Counter-Strike.
I mean, the final alone is like, you can't fuck with that. Nothing at the major touches that.
No. It was actually really fucking good. Let's start with the storylines that come out of New York. FaZe, the big one. Nico, we know, has usurped Karrigan, took over as in-game leader. They get to this event.
And by the way, it seems like that wasn't some sort of like democratic sit down or like, do you mind if I do this?
Do you think Nico knows what a democracy functions like?
Give me that here. I'm the leader now. Literally. That fucking meme.
Mate, he turned to Karrigan and said, I have the conch. And the rest of them fucking cannibalized. Look, let's just talk about the fucking games and how it went for FaZe, because it was obviously not great. Trying to remember now, got it in front of me. Obviously, they lost to G2 in a best of 3, which I consider an embarrassing result right now. And then to follow that up with a 2-0 at the hands of NRG, as much of a fan of NRG as I am, that shouldn't be happening if you're FaZe. And there were just so many things not right within this team. Karrigan was despondent, very depressed. I reached out to him. I'm trying to get him to come on the podcast. Because, I mean, there was an interview, I think, that came out. I think we talked about it again in person, where it was like they were saying, look, we're still going to try and fucking find a place for Karrigan here. But I don't think it can work. I don't think you take an in-game leader, make him a fucking support player or an entry fragger, a golden, and then try and play around him. You're just delaying the inevitable. It's better to rip off the fucking Band-Aid. Karrigan's time in this team is absolutely fucking done. And for my money, they need to go get another in-game leader because they still got a great fucking roster. But that isn't going to happen, Duncan. That's not going to happen, mate, because Nico is in the fucking grips of fucking, narcissistic fever. I'm recording a video about it right now. I scripted out a video for the YouTube channel, and I'm just calling it Who the Fuck Would Be an In-Game Leader? Because we exist in a time now where in-game leaders have less and less power and less influence over rosters, and even tactics. Like, you can be usurped by a star player anytime if you're an in-game leader. Like, the 4 of them can just go and be like, yeah, we're not happy with the tactical system. You're the biggest name, right, Nico? So you go to FaZe management and say it's me or, Carrigan, and you're going to get your way. No owner's going to fucking let Nico, a fucking $1 million fucking player, go to keep Carrigan. It's never going to happen. You've just got no influence anymore. You can't even make star players play the system that you've all agreed upon prior to an event. You get 0 and 2, the chips are down, and players say, listen, I'm not doing this anymore, fuck you. I'm going to do it my way. I mean, just who the fuck would be an in-game leader? It's ridiculous. It's even if it's happening to fucking Fallen, Carrigan twice, MSL now. Yeah. I mean, things got so bad in that fucking Danish lineup. Carrigan was literally doing the veto, and his own players were saying to him, listen, we're not playing that map. And in fact, actually, I remember it happening to Happy at E-League, if you remember, where Happy vetoed Train, screamed, just looked at him like, what is this? They played dog shit and got wrecked 16-1 by Cloud9. And then in a losers interview, Scream said, don't know why we even played Train. We were always going to suck at. Brilliant. This is great. Obviously it's Happy, right? So, sure. He's been baiting everyone for fucking 2 years. Maybe there is a little bit of payback, but again, it's not like when you get the IGL title, you get an armband and there's a hierarchical system like in real sports where the club will absolutely back their captain and all the decisions the captain makes, and the quarterback is like the avatar of the head coach and it follows the playbook. There's none of that. Not in esports.
That's why I always tell you, I think the biggest flaw and the area that we are the furthest behind in CSGO is that we make the tactician the leader and the in-game leader. And in the past, before we had the role, the coach and the guy recruiting and the guy who deals with the org, he literally was basically the manager, coach, talent recruiter, tactician, moral leader of the squad, leader by exact. The fucking hell, how many skill sets do you expect somebody who's 21 to have? This is the sort of shit that that's why I always compare it we're talking about heroic levels of man, fucking Odysseus or something is the only sort of content who could fit this kind of mad description you're making. So as a result, every leader fails in one of those areas. So for example, we referenced him earlier, okay? Zeus seems like a guy who knows the way he wants to play. Maybe he's as good as a drill sergeant. Seems like he's terrible at taking people and sort of lifting up a player who's beaten down. And, everyone has these flaws because we demand everything of the in-game leader. And then when he fails, we just arbitrarily go, because you can't do this, by the way, no one can do it all, you're kicked. So yeah, let's just try another person. So I feel like these are examples of where these roles should be split up. For example, the guy, in my opinion, who should have the title leader, it's like captain in football. It doesn't necessarily have to be the person who's if you had to give the equivalent of in-game leader in football, it'd be sort of probably the defensive midfielder who plays and controls the tempo of the game or whatever. But he doesn't have to be the captain. The captain might be the fucking left back who takes all the hard challenges and he's got the responsibilities, the last line of defense, that sort of thing. You want the captain should be the culture leader. That's the guy. So, for example, for me, the captain could be the coach in a certain team. Maybe Zonic is the captain of Astralis in that sense. I don't know. I could believe it, So, in that area, I do think that we already betray all our in-game leaders by holding them to an impossible standard in that sense, which is why they all in the end get kicked. Then you've got to add in FaZe is doing, in my opinion, simultaneously the two stupidest moves. One, as you say, is you take your in-game leader and you make him a different role. All you've done there is waste your time until he either gets kicked or he's going to become the in-game leader again. So why are we wasting our time? And secondly, they've simultaneously done the other move, which is you let the star player become the in-game leader, who clearly is only doing it from happenstance and will definitely not be the in-game leader for the next 5 years. So you're just waiting until he switches back. And because you've done both at the same time, you're now preventing any growth from your team. It's not like you're making him the in-game leader while you look for another in-game leader. No, you're doing it now and you're wasting this other guy's time. It's not like you make this guy a support, but you're going to permanently be a support and we get another real in-game leader. You're in a mad happenstance where you're halfway between a real move. And by the way, I think it's kind of a cowardly move because the reason you do it is you don't want to be the bad guy who goes, get out the team, you're out. But you know what's going to happen eventually. So it's not a kindness to let that guy wallow away.
And let's be real. Let's count the number of times, right, in relevant to CSGO. I guess we don't go back to 1.6. Let's count the number of times that a star player has transitioned into being a top competent in-game leader. Existence.
Fallen.
Who?
I guess Fallen was 1.6 star player though. How does it count then?
I mean, I suppose Fallen. Yeah, okay.
I think those might be the only two I can think of, mate. I mean, those are the only two.
If you wanted to call Chris J a star player.
In fact, Carrigan might be one because in 1.6 he was like sort of your second star.
Yeah, and again, he was at the start of CS:GO. Even he was a player, but by no means a star player.
But put it this way, we're not going to. You're not going to need more than one hand to figure this out.
Definitely not. So I mean, why is it star players are all like fucking falling over themselves? You know, you've seen it with coldzera. I'm an in-game leader now. You fucking ain't, mate,
Shox
and you never
himself.
will be. Shox has done. Yeah, every time the team goes wrong, right? Listen. I am the best player, therefore I understand the game the best. Even if that as a concept was true, and it was your understanding of the game that fucking gave you the skills that you have, and not like reaction time or something like that, right? Even if that was true, it's very different to translating understanding into teaching and calling and making other people understand it in the way you do, on spec, in a timely fashion, in a high-pressure situation. Very few people have that skill set. I'd argue some of the names we just listed don't even have that particular skill set. It's just they're tactical fucking geniuses. So I do not understand this, and the idea of NiKo trying to reinvent himself as an in-game leader. I mean, I had to sit through it at fucking Mouse Sports like we all did, and just watch the fucking vanity project that was NiKo +4, you know, kind of unfold, where he did everything. Star player, in-game leader. I picked the coach. I picked the... Like, how much more are you going to fucking indulge someone? Maybe that works at a smaller org like Mouse Sports. It shouldn't be like that at fucking FaZe. No,
this might sound like somewhat out of order to say, because the way people operate in esports when they're mates of people, they don't say these things. But I'm just going to say it because I've always thought it. Yeah, right? When Janko became the coach of MIBR, I was actually sad. Because even though, great opportunity, a team that needs him, etc., I wanted him to become the coach of FaZe Clan. And the reason why I wanted him to become the coach of FaZe Clan is because I think that would have been the only way NiKo got the rude awakening that he doesn't know everything about this game. Because him and Janko combined, well, the buck's going to have to stop somewhere, isn't it? There's your mate who knows everything about the game. You're the star player. Let's fix this squad, right? We all know it's not you that's the problem. I think you would find, first of all, you are part of the problem, as wicked a player as you are, and then you would also quickly discover there are things you cannot and will not be able to do, and so you'd have to sort of reach that conclusion very quickly, which I think would have been accelerated by having Janko there, because again, where are you going to shift the blame at that point, you know?
Well, I think honestly at this stage, I think NiKo is in such a fucking towering Jesus frenzy, you know, where he's absolutely convinced he is going to be the savior of this team. I don't even think Janko would make a difference at this point. I literally think this is now, like, as long as they stay on board fucking Team NiKo as the in-game leader and the guy that's like the driving force behind this team, it's just Valley of the fucking long knives over there. Like, literally, you know, sure, it'll start with Carrigan. What happens when the team doesn't win? Can't be NiKo, right? I mean, we've all agreed. So who goes next? Will it be Rain? Will it be Olaf? Will Guardian get nudged into replacement? You know, this is like, when you start giving the keys over to players like this to run organizations, it's like bad relationships. We've all been in bad relationships where people bottle shit up from fucking months and months ago, and then to win an argument in the here and now, they bring it up, right? And I've seen players do this. Yeah, do you remember when we lost that tournament? Yeah, well, that was on you, wasn't it? Who was dog shit in the final end? It's like, you thought you were past it. You ain't past it. You never passed it. And if it's a choice between having to lay the blame on his own doorstep, or just kicking a player and just bringing someone else in. And as I said, we all know fucking coldzera's waiting in the wings. He'll get a rude awakening. I mean, here's what I'd love to do. I'd love to get all the star players in the world and just actually do a real all-star, all-5 lineup with NiKo as the IGL and Simple.
You know, the sad thing is, though, Rich,
coldzera.
I can already tell you what would happen. It's the same as when people say, well, if this sort of a political activist enforces these rules, it'll only come back and bite them. They never get that message, you know. They just go, right, well, the person we're destroying, who was our friend, it turned out he was a bad guy. The penny never drops. So the same thing would happen, Rich. What would happen is you'd get the same thing as when you chuck a bunch of hard guys in a prison, which is that eventually one of the guys who outside the prison was a massive tough guy he's now the bitch. He flips into the same social hierarchy, and whoever's top of the hierarchy still just goes, I'm still the tough guy, so things are the same for me. I think that's what would happen. What would happen was they'd have no one to blame, so eventually they would just pick the star player they thought was the worst and wasn't doing the best, and they'd do a mad cycle and just kick it in, and it would be ad infinitum. It would just be the same process playing out.
And listen, I understand it, right? Like, just to play a little bit of fucking devil's advocate here, you got to have that impenetrable self-belief to be a true star player. You've got to. I mean, you've said the quote many times. I think it was it Kobe who said it about, I'm just going to keep shooting until I put it in the basket. You know, like I'm never going to fucking pass. Even if I've missed 40 shots, I'm going to go for the 41st because I'm fucking Kobe Bryant. You know, I understand it, right? I always think the best players are the ones that have a plan B. And when they realize you don't get plan A today, their plan B is still of some utility to the team. They're the people I've always liked to coach and like to work with. And I think every team needs probably about 2 of those people if you want to be a truly successful guy. Like, you know, we've all seen Zipniks take over games, but he doesn't always have the highest scores, but just mad impact. But the point is, even when he doesn't have the impact rounds, he's doing so much for everyone else on the team. He's got his teammates back like that. That's an example of a player with a great fucking plan B, a plan C, somebody that still gives you something on their worst day. Can you say that about Nico? Nah. When Nico's not having a good game, he's not having a good game. And that's it. And he's never going to be the water carrier for anyone else to help them step up. We're just going to watch it play out in slow-mo till we lose. So I don't know if he's got the wherewithal to be an IGL. I think FaZe have all sorts of problems right now. I mean, you saw just how lackluster they were at this tournament. I don't know if while you were there, you kind of got any vibe or you got to see them, like any body language. Somebody did apparently show me something on stream where I didn't even fucking have time to verify it before the broadcast, but someone sent me on Discord like a DM, and it was like Carrigan was sat by himself and all the other 4 players were away. You know, so I mean that's always a classic sign, right? That everything's going well. So I don't know. I think Carrigan's time's over in FaZe. I think Carrigan will do better away from it. Honestly, I don't know why he'd want to put himself through this any longer than he had to. It's almost stubbornness at this point. Yeah,
I absolutely think. Here's the thing. Clearly, he's going to let it go for a few events. But if I'm him and I play 2 or 3 events and we don't literally win things, I'll say, you know what? God bless you. You want to be the in-game leader? Do it. I'm going to go elsewhere. And just like with Astralis, I'm going to make it so that you one day look back and go, hey, he was a pretty good in-game leader. Now, in case of Astralis, it eventually worked out. Okay, maybe there with a rare example, it does work. But Carrigan could accomplish a lot more elsewhere, and especially in a world where you have international teams now, mate. The world is your fucking oyster. There's people out there who'll appreciate you.
Oh, listen, I mean, there's fucking Danish lineups he walks into tomorrow, but yeah, you're absolutely right. There's international lineups. I mean, like Carrigan, he's not going to have his pick of the teams. Like, I think he's going to be limited. You know, he's not going to walk into a top 3, top 4 team in the world. But you're absolutely right. There's definitely, I mean, even once we start talking about, like, you know, real crazy shit, you know, he could fucking go and do something, even a Team Liquid, I think. Like, I'm not saying it would happen.
I think everything's possible.
Yeah, but I agree. So that's the FaZe situation. Crashed and fucking burned out in New York. Let's talk a little bit about the NRG run. I want to kind of just get in something about them. Managed to get to the semifinals of a very big tournament here with a lot of respectable scalps along the way. This is a team that I think's on the kind of precipice of greatness. I've said that for a while. I don't know if you think this is maybe misleading, because if you look at their results, obviously they lost to Liquid, which I actually had them beating Liquid when I was doing my predictions, because NRG have a pretty good record against them, but you're right, it's usually in best of ones. They were able to bounce back, beat FaZe. They beat G2 and then lost to the eventual winners of Mouse Sports and went out 3rd and 4th. But I thought this kind of, it showed me a little bit more about NRG. I felt all of their maps were like competitive at least. There weren't a lot of blowouts. They were always getting to like double digits in their rounds. Some very good individual performances. Are NRG on the right course to finally break into that elite level of teams, especially given how things are in NA right now? I kind of look at what's happening with Cloud9 and all the issues over there. I'd back NRG over Cloud9 if we were talking about representing NA.
The main problem I have with NRG is it's like a more extreme version of Team Liquid. Like on paper, I like all the people actually in the team. I think all of them to some degree play their role, fit their role. As a team, they even fit together pretty well. I think they've got a good distribution of how the star players want to play. Nobody's in anyone's way. The players with the supportive elements, if anything, have reinvented their careers, doing a good job. The map pool's even pretty good. They do get some good results, but they seem to have... Like, if you think Team Liquid is bad, we harp on Team Liquid because they should have won trophies. So the fact they haven't won trophies means it's a crime. They'll still make it to a final, mate. NRG, as soon as you get them near any kind of a fucking stage, I'll start to bet the house against the opponent, on the opponent rather. Like, if there's anyone with like quality and experience, like the Mousesports side, I don't think Mousesports is some world beater, but I know some of those players will perform. And I know that they've got the firepower that if some of the NRG players don't turn up, they can win the series like this. So NRG on paper, at that point in time, should have been a favourite in that semi-final. It's no exaggeration. They should have been beating Mousesports and it should have been an all-NA final. Instead, they end up getting 2-0'd. Yeah, some maps are close. Yeah, they had some moments of like some life in them, but like they're clearly hitting that ceiling at the moment. And until they break through, I can't sort of put stock in them because at the moment they're a team where it's like they could, if they do this enough, they could get to like a top 5 ranking, but without ever winning a tournament. And that just isn't good enough. You got to eventually break through. Sure, it's a young project. Sure, I wouldn't kick anyone right now, but I still feel like their development's a bit of a way off, unless someone just individually changes the play,
And listen, as we alluded to earlier with the whole Cirque NRG thing, potentially going to Cloud9. Why couldn't it be a Cloud9 player goes the other way right now? I mean, like if I was Rush or Automatic and I had the opportunity to come over and play with some of these young guns, lighten the fucking load a little bit. When again, I say it every week, it would be Fugly for me that goes out. I know he's had some good tournament performances now and then, but every time I see him below or equal to Daps on the fucking scoreboard, I know it's not all about frags, obviously, but I do think there's players that would give you more production and still do similar roles. Why not, right? I think that would put NRG over the top. I think it's like you say, there's almost a kind of air about them right now where they know they're kind of also rans when they go to tournaments. As soon as they see the stage, they're like, oh, hey, guys, look, the stage is over there. This is where we fucking go out the tournament.
Don't worry, exactly.
And everyone says how great and promising we are. Beyond they don't have the winner's mindset.
The reality of the results. I also don't believe that they think they're going to win these matches. Like, I think deep down, it is that thing of they're all looking at each other thinking like, does he know that I'm shitting my pants out? And then he's just going, does he possibly know that I'm
Yeah, but the reality is, if you bring in a top player, if a top player from outside of your group says, hey, I want to play with you, you guys are fucking great, that can very often lift a roster to be like, wow, we're the fucking big boys now.
Again, a culture leader,
Yeah,
like, by the way,
talking about,
I'll give you a great move right now. Imagine Stewie 2K joined this team.
Oh, yeah, sure.
There's a bit of fire.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to contribute tons, just has to come in, change the culture of the team, give him a bit of edge. Next thing you know, Cirque is going head-to-head with people he should be able to match or beat, and beating them,
Yeah, agreed. Be interesting to see. But like I said, NRG, they continue to impress me. You're right. I think they're just lacking. It's just one player, and it's just got to be the right player. And it doesn't even need to be like some insane fragger. It just needs to be a big name, somebody who, like you say, is going to take that cultural lead and come in and just get them over the top. Like, I think all the other pieces are there. I love what Daps has done with the team. I think they've got, a world-class AWPer who, if he can just be a little bit more consistent in those big games, people are going to really stand up and pay attention. They got young guns. They got a good, a decent team that's going to all these international events. They're qualifying for shit. This is the time they've got to make that cruel cut. I know it's like, oh, we're all in this together, man. This is when you've got to make the decision. Do we want to just wait and peter out and start doing like what Mousesports did, where you hit the ceiling and you just start to go down slowly, and then you make the cut and it fucks everything up? Or do you want to make the cut while you're still climbing? That's the time. And I think the time is upon them. It's now time for NRG if they want to get to that next level. Or you can be semi-finalists, for the rest of for as long as you've got left. Na'Vi came, and after a disappointing major, had some very disappointing results here in New York, and interestingly enough, lost the Gambit in 2 best-of-3s, which I had Gambit beating them the first time round, but I thought like Na'Vi would get their shit together. Not always great on day one. Have a tendency to start slow, but then pick it up. Simple and trying to get riled up. And what the fuck can you do? But they got 2-0 by Gambit the next time around. They played them and put them out of the tournament. And it seems like the best thing Gambit could have fucking done was announce they were dropping these fucking players. They should have done it fucking 3 months ago. And who knows what you would have got out of them. But I thought this was interesting to me because Na'Vi looked really kind of defeated and despondent. We know the Gambit players are out there in the free agency effectively. Gambit aren't going to continue with the CS team. Now that Na'Vi have lost, it sort of does rear these interesting questions about, are they going to make a roster change Na'Vi? Is there going to be a CIS super team? What if that CIS super team isn't even on Na'Vi and it's some new organization? Let's be real. With all the fucking VC money that's coming in, and all these fucking billionaires wanting a piece of anything that fucking is cool, hip, has a potential to make an ROI, or just makes them not look like fucking serial criminals. Go ask your man Khabib about that. There's a opportunity that 5 amazing CIS players could come together and play on a brand that doesn't even exist yet. So what do you think about these Na'Vi results here in New York, and what do you think it means in the context of the great CIS shuffle?
It's really unfortunate that exactly the height of everyone praising Electronic, such an amazing player, which he obviously is. I mean, he's been fabulous in this squad. This was easily the worst tournament he's had since he kicked in a gear. Like, he had a bunch of games that were like very lackluster for him. Wasn't getting because the thing about him is he doesn't just bring the numbers, he brings impact as well. Wins clutches, he holds the spot perfectly for you. You lose a man, but then he kills 3 people, and all of a sudden you're back in a great position. Like that, he's one of those players where Zeus isn't telling him to do that shit. He's just doing it. Like, he might be put in position, but what he does then is on him. Like, if he solves the problem for Zeus and Na'Vi, you have to give him a lot of their credit for that. So sadly, when he didn't do that, it's like I always say about Simple. The level that they drop off to is like, it's way, way lower. It's like, I often think at the moment, people have misconstrued Simple and Electronic being amazing for Na'Vi as a squad, legit being one of like the best teams of all time. Bull fucking shit. Look what it's taken to get them to the position they're in. And even when they win, it's normally 3 maps. It's normally fucking close. It's normally so hard. And that's with like the most inhuman, like video game stats numbers we're talking about. Like, it's literally like Simple's one of those like Madden characters as a fucking 99 and he's just running back and you just give it to him all day long and run through. Like, if you then beat your little brother playing with that character, you're not fucking better than him. You just had that champion, didn't you? Like, how are you going to take credit for that? So, as much as I like the way they utilize these players, now you saw what happens when some of those players don't play like a god every fucking tournament. They lose to Gambit. Because Gambit, by the way, wasn't good at this tournament. Like, it's not like Gambit turned some mad corner and fixed it. No, they just crept through these games.
It always reminds me, have you seen that fucking clip of, it's Greg Jennings. Someone's playing Madden. Greg Jennings, like, it literally has a broken leg, but is on some glitch or something. Is still on the fucking pitch, and he runs in a touchdown with Greg Jennings with a fucking with a broken leg. Like, that's like literally Simple shit. Like, it is ridiculous how fucking unbelievably good he is.
Like, his bad days are ridiculous, aren't they?
Oh, mate, his bad day is still better than most top 10 players.
So it's like the mad advantage you have if he's on your team is bonkers. And the worst thing is, I don't even blame the Na'Vi players when I say what I'm about to say, but it is human nature that will become every day to you. You will actually start to think stupid thoughts like, that's just his job. It isn't. That's nobody's fucking job. That would be like if some goal scorer in the Premier League scored 45 goals and you're like, well, his job's striker. It's like, striker scores 20 goals, you daft cunt. He's probably just saved you about 10 losses that you should, by all rights, have had by just banging in extra goals. You can't then go, like, defence did our job, scored more than we lost, didn't we? Like, it doesn't work that way, mate. You know, there's a certain fairness that you've got to have and self-awareness that, like, the reason I bring this up is because if Na'Vi thought that everything was all fine and dandy when they were winning and doing well, it's like I say, what happens the day that these guys step down? I mean, God forbid they ever actually become mortal players again. It'll be just game over. What's mad is if Simple and Electronic go down, let's say, I won't be too extreme. Let's say they go down 15% each. Yeah. Tomorrow, Na'Vi is like, I'd say like 10th best team in the world.
Yeah. I mean,
not even contending for titles, not making finals. You know, they're just an okay team.
Listen, I'm even going to go on record now, right? And I know, like, everyone has to take everything I say with a fucking pinch of salt, right? Because when it comes to Na'Vi, because obviously I didn't think they could win trophies. They won 3, I think, with this lineup. I said they couldn't. It turns out they could. They've peaked. This is the end. It's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be. They had that run to the fucking final of this major. Now we are definitely done. So there's no fucking way it can keep going on. And eventually, it's like you say, guys like Electronic are like, listen, this is my career best form. We should be winning all the big shit, but I can't because I'm playing with motherfuckers that have got, it's just too much drag factor. And I know there's guys out there in CIS. There's some fucking lights out talent in CIS. There's new people coming through. There's like even guys at that fucking kid at Vanguard, James or whatever his name is, the one that Major said was cheating. Like, he's fucking unreal. Like, you can go out and start fucking around in CIS and you can put a team together that's gonna fucking blow people up. I'm telling you, it's unreal how much talent there is out there. And meanwhile, what you look around, you're fucking still dragging Edward and Zeus because they want sports cars. Fuck that noise.
Edward is at this point in time the Smiths of the fucking CIS region. Let's be real.
Well.
Doesn't mean I don't respect what he did. Was a legendary player, incredible guy. It was even one of the star players of major wings teams in 1.6.
Yeah.
But as I always say, great, get me a time machine. That'll be fucking wicked. It's not that anymore. It's 10 years ago now. Well, not quite, but it was almost.
But like Edward definitely, like, here's the thing. Edward definitely did okay at the last major. I thought he punched well above what I was expecting him to fucking do. No doubt. But it's this idea of, what is he doing for everybody else when he doesn't get those like unbelievable, because the one thing Na'Vi do better than practically any other team is trade frag, right? But what happens when that isn't working? What happens when Edward has one of his days where his brain's all fucking addled and he's running around and dying with full utility fucking 5 times and a half? This is unacceptable shit. I've never seen him like stand next and throw a fucking flashbang or something. I've never seen him do any of this shit. All these essential core skills. It's just like he never learnt them because he never needed to, because he was always riding on his past reputation. Haha, look, he's got a beard. Haha, this is mad. Get me out. Like, I fucking had to go through all of this shit in 1.6 when he was actually one of the sickest players in the world. Seeing him like this is just fucking embarrassing. It's not good. It's like watching fucking beast mode go to fucking least mode.
The wildest thing, I never thought I'd see this, is you would think more money and it becoming a sport, it becoming a business would make people more cutthroat. It's made them less cutthroat. Now, when you're a legend, they let you stay forever, mate. If they act as though, like I always give this analogy, you can't act like the sports franchise. Like if Kobe Bryant is never going to be at his peak again, but he did bring you 5 championships and he was like the best player in the league. It's you might give him a couple of years because you're playing such a long-term game that it's like, why ruin like that legacy for the last 2 years, knowing that like, look, give him 2 years and he'll be gone after that anyway. You know that's the thing. In this scenario, CSGO teams change lineup like 9 months, a year. Like you've got to condense it down. So you know what? You've already given Edward his 2 years. He's just stayed for an extra year beyond his welcome. That's it. You've given him the grace period. You've given him the chance. At this point, what you tell him is this. I want you to retire as a legend. So let's do it right. If not, there's another option. You can go elsewhere, but that's your own volition. I'm telling you right now, go out on top as a guy who was in a team that won a bunch of championships, was in a major final, like Skadoodle. Or if you still want to keep playing, well, I'm not making you do it now, mate. So if you want to go and play for a Vanguard or fucking Gambit or something, by all means, but I didn't force you out. I gave you the chance. I gave you your extra time. Why can't that be a thing? Why is that not a thing in fucking Counter-Strike for some reason?
Yeah, but again, like, it's why.
Like, think about what I always told you about Freiburg and Exist when they were in NIP. I always told you if they ever get kicked, would any other team take them? And you'd ever think one day, fuck, why did I kick them? No way. You think NIP's thought that for 1 second in their lives? No way.
Not
and
at
it'll
all.
be the same with Edward. You're never going to look at him in a Gambit and go, bloody hell, I could have had him. It's like his days are gone. Come on, mate.
But meanwhile, you look over at like what Taz did, with Kingwin. Like he's actually shown like.
Oh, they could have another chapter. Yeah. But the point is, it's never going to be in your team. It's never going to be your level, is it? It's going to be at a lower level.
I'll tell you this. I guarantee, maybe not the players, but someone somewhere at Virtus Pro has thought, probably wasn't the cut, was it? when you watch fucking Neo go negative again for the fucking 200th time in 2018. You know, it wasn't the cut. It wasn't the one. It was the first of many that needed to be made.
You know, the other thing as well,
to be made at all, did it?
Right. The other thing as well I have to say is I can't put it all on the org. Who the fuck are these players so delusional? In their mind, they can never be bad. Doesn't matter what they do in the game, never bad. Doesn't matter how many mistakes they make, I can't be bad.
Oh, you mean Dead Fox syndrome?
Essentially.
Yeah, that's what it needs to be called now. It was fucking Smith syndrome to begin with, but now it is just Dead Fox syndrome.
It's just basically despicable
None of this
delusion
is possible
syndrome.
Without me. Edward, what do you actually do, mate?
Yeah.
Well, occasionally I trade frag. When everything's going well, I get some trade frags. Can you throw effective flashbang? Nah, I never learnt them. What about smokes? Never learnt them. Can you secondary up? Nah, kind of shit. Like, fucking, what is this? I've got a beard though. Been around for a while. Like, fucking hell. You're not Chris Kringle, are you? The
position I play is fucking despicable.
Exactly. Like, also as well, let's also be real. Let's call it like it fucking is.
Can we make that a call out as well? Can we figure out on every map where Dead Fox plays the CT and just call it despicable? Like, 2 and despicable, Molly and despicable.
Right? But let's also be real while Edward is around. You know how, like, okay, you've got marriages that were fractious, like the Neo and the Taz as well. They didn't always agree, and it would back and forth, but they always made it work somehow with the players around them, and they worked hard at it, and blah, blah, blah. Edward is just a fucking Zeus apologist, isn't he? Like, because between them, they have enough seniority to cuckold everyone on a fucking roster, even simple best player in the world. That's what it's all about. That pairing, right? And I'm telling you, it's just nonsense. Now, I don't see how Na'Vi can keep doing what they're doing. I think they've fucking been so lucky to win the tournaments they've won, and it's not luck. It's down to Electronic and Simple being absolutely fucking god tier, and that kind of form never lasts. It can never last. If it could last, you know, it's just it's ridiculous. Anyway, so we'll pick up the last couple of storylines. And do I need to let you go? Is it early or late where you are?
It's pretty late, so
right.
We can finish that one off, man.
Yeah, we'll finish New York and we'll do Istanbul next time if you want.
All right.
I'm happy to do that. Give you a break. Okay, so the other storyline, obviously worth talking about, has to be Liquid. We've already kind of, vaguely touched upon it when we were talking about NRG. But if ever there was a fucking team that deserved choking, I mean, this reminds me of when everyone was talking about TSM, Astralis, all those dang guys as being the great chokers in World Counter-Strike, the semi-finalists, and then it all goes fucking Pete Tong. Liquid have excelled.
Yeah.
Now they have absolutely excelled. I don't even know what to say.
This is choking par excellence.
No, but this is, think about it. This is now, again, I guess this is going to be the key word of the episode. Cultural. Can it be cultural? Because it has transcended multiple lineups. Fuck it. If you look at Liquid historically, it's transcended multiple games. I don't know what it is about that fucking horse's head. Maybe it was the one that was in the fucking bed in The Godfather or something. Because everyone gets fucking shook when it's trophy time. It's ridiculous. And I can't put my finger on what's wrong. I was looking at Liquid coming into this, and I said, well, right, disappointment of the fucking major. But they've got this in the bag. Like
Especially when they made that playoff. Look at who's in the playoff.
Yeah.
Broken Mouse Sports, that has never looked like competing for a title. NRG, even worse than you guys for choking. They've never done anything yet, and even younger to some degree. And then finally Gambit, who's broken and literally have said this lineup isn't continuing. Like, if you can't rewind the clock to that and go, you know what? If I don't win this tournament, it's all on me. Then you have a massive self-awareness problem.
Like, it is just crazy. And here's the other fucking thing, right? What hasn't happened historically for Liquid is that the big names go off at the right times. At this event, Twists was on another fucking planet to pretty much every other player at the tournament, and you still can't win. You still can't win it. And these are teams that everybody was picking you to beat. It's not like it's some mad Team Liquid bias, which I know fucking exists, by the way, because I was never sold back when they beat FaZe and everyone was like, here it is, this is the fucking... I was never on board then. Certainly at this tournament, I was on board with them being favourites. The looked decent at the fucking major, and then had that little, obvious they get spanked at the end, but on home soil with the teams that were there, with all the other storylines going on, you don't have to worry about FaZe anymore, guys. You don't have to worry about Na'Vi anymore, guys. If you cannot convert tournaments like this when everyone else is weak and you are at your strongest, fuck off. Like, just uninstall. If you ever want to call yourself a winner, it's never going to happen.
Oh, you know what? This is also this is where you're right. They've out Astralis to Astralis. Go back in time to when Astralis was digging SAS and TSM, and they had those losses, right? They aren't losing these tournaments, mate. They were losing to the greatest teams of all time. Ninjas in Pajamas original team, Virtus Pro original lineup, fucking Fnatic of Fnatic era. Like, they're not losing to it. They didn't have in fact, that's the crime of the Astralis/Dignitas time, is back then it used to be so consistent that the god tier teams got to the semis and final. You couldn't get a tournament like this with like mad prize money where you just look into a bracket list and you're like, what the fuck? I could win the tournament without playing FaZe, Na'Vi. That's it. I'm just here and there's no Astralis. They never had a tournament like that. So it's actually worse in some ways,
Well, no, it definitely is. Like I say, first of all, Astralis not being there is a blessing. And there's some other teams as well that stylistically, I think Liquid dodged because they were over at Istanbul. This should have been a slam dunk all day long. I even look at the team. I'm looking at the run they had, right? You drop a map against NRG. I actually think Liquid overcoming NRG was kind of indicative. It was the tone setter for me on day one. Because remember, I said I had NRG beating them because that matchup always seems to go the way of the Young Guns. It's the one environment NRG seems completely fearless in when they're playing a team that's inarguably better than them and arguably more experienced than them. That the NRG Liquid matchups have usually gone the way of NRG and have always been super close. Then, you play G2. That's there all day. Right, so you beat them. Then you've got fucking Gambit. This is a fucking late, but you're looking flawless. You're not dropping any maps, and then you get to a final where you got to play Mouse Sports. We're having all sorts of problems. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like this just says to me, you are always silver medal for fucking life. You know what I mean? Like literally, these are second prize. That should be the name, team second prize, because you're never going to win a trophy if you can't convert these ones. Now, this is the thing as well. Is it anything to do with the lineup? I mean, look, I can make the argument about I still don't feel Nitro as an in-game leader. He wasn't the problem here. I mean,
he was having some fucking good games in this tournament.
Yeah, like Nitro and Twists were doing really well. I wouldn't even, like they've got a great support player in the form of Taco. They've got a Liege, like this NA star. Naf, we know, is fucking absolutely sick. He wasn't sick here. I don't know where he went. He got fucking lost somewhere between the major doing his interview saying, I got tired of losing, so I just picked up an AWP. Well, you weren't tired of losing here because you got absolutely fucking bodied in a lot of games. But, I mean, just unreal. And again, think about the way the final panned out. In like the opportunities that were there, obviously, it went the full 5 maps. But yeah, just really, like, it's a perplexing problem. I don't even know if you like. I'm not even saying roster changes. As I said, there's arguments about Nitro, but then he has a tournament like this, and you think, well, for an IGL and he's versatile, maybe Nitro isn't really the problem. But then where else do you go? You can't cut Naf just because he had one bad tournament because he's sick all the other times. You can't cut Elige. Elige is the heart of Team Liquid. Twists did everything he could to be on the winning fucking side and definitely deserved to be raising a trophy. MVP is probably his cold comfort for him. And I think you take Taco out the team, I think Liquid are eminently worse because I don't think there's a lot of players like Taco out there you can go and get. But this is it's a mentality problem.
This is also, by the way, what we used to literally say about Astralis. You used to look at the lineup and go,
couldn't change the lineup.
Catcut, Cajun the Priest still a monster. Fucking Zipnix does the job. Like that's why this is the way I'll address it. There's a lot of people out there who are very happy to accept the status quo that whatever a result is, it stands. The result stands. That's what was always going to happen. So for them, they will always feel like a team like this, we're overhyping them. Like, there's the reason they lose the second. They're just not good enough. It's like, no, that's the point. When you go man for man and you look at the wins they have and you look at the maps they're good on and you look at when they're at their best and you look at even if this is like one of their worst results, you look at even how well they play in that. It's like, by all rights, this team can win. That's the criminal part. And if you can win, that means you have the pieces to win. So whatever it is that's not making it gel, or it is gelling until there's one moment that always occurs. I agree. It's a nightmare to try and figure out. But here's the sad thing. It's a great problem to have. I'd much rather have that problem than the one before where we were trying to figure out Na'Vi, and it's like you've got two best players in the world. You can't always win. It's like, fucking hell, what do you do now, mate? That's a nightmare. And then you've got all the political situation, and this guy's been there for too long. They don't have that in Team Liquid. So, yeah, I agree. It's a really tough scenario. And obviously, you don't want to sit back and go, figure it out yourself, guys. One of you, Naf, sort your head out, mate. Elige, get some balls. Like, you don't want to do that, but in a way, you kind of feel like that is what has to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I looked it up on Liquipedia, and I think there was a Reddit thread about it that kind of prompted me to, kind of pay some attention to it. And it's just insane if you look at all their sort of tournament finishes.
But it is this way, Richard. People will tell you that these two teams are the greatest in NA CSGO history. So you've got the Cloud9 that won the major now, and you've got the Cloud9 that was in the summer of 2015. This Team Liquid squad, bear in mind, the world isn't only trophies. Trophies are your number one accomplishment, number two accomplishment, finals, number three accomplishment, semis, you go like that. If you want to talk total resume, this Team Liquid lineup is better than all those.
Yeah. And
how can any of them stand against it? It's outrageous, isn't it, the amount of stuff they've done.
So obviously, since they won at the Summit, which they nearly had a wobble against fucking Cloud9, if you remember, they make it to the finals of the ESL Pro League Season 7, lose to Astralis, runners up. Get to the final of ECS, lose to Astralis, runners up. Get to the finals of the E-League CSGO Premier, lose to Astralis, runners up. Make it to the semi-finals of the Major, lose to Astralis, runners up. Astralis aren't at this tournament. The nemesis isn't there. Like, even if that was what you were afraid of, even if you had the mental block, we're playing Astralis again, lads, fucking hell. Because there are players out there, and they'll never admit it, but I know from talking to them, they genuinely just believe we're always going to lose to that team, always. And they never even bother analysing why it might be happening. They just, we need to dodge them in the draw, like we've just got to not play them until the final, and then maybe we get lucky in the final. Like, what kind of mad mindset is that, by the way, if you want to be a winner? But you can't even say that was on their minds. They couldn't possibly get Astralis. They didn't have to prep for Astralis. They didn't have to think about Astralis. It's been known for months Astralis weren't even going to be there. So I can't even fucking fathom this. And it leads me to the flip side. How many times have I told you on this fucking podcast that you will your worst nightmares into reality consistently with your Twitter feed? You're not in control of the simulation. You are in control of your own nightmares. And you go out on Twitter and
Here's the sad thing, though. I've actually made it not as good because I used to do it even better. My old move was, like, when it got to a bracket like this semi-final, I used to just do that tweet, didn't I? Congratulations, Team Liquid, champions, yes. I've done that. Yeah. I've done some epic ones.
Okay, it wasn't as bad this time.
I should have done.
But obviously, I watched the broadcast too, and watched you fucking going in on Mouse Sports again and again and again and again, and watched you tweeting it about. And I've seen your Mouse Sports themed tweet, and I keep telling you, Duncan, you don't understand that when it comes to tournament time, you must absolutely stay off Twitter until the game begins. Right? Maybe you tweet something at the beginning. Maybe you tweet something at the end. Definitely tweeting while during a series is an absolute. It's a nightmare for you every time. Like, literally, it's the point when I think about all the great comebacks ever made in CS. It's like that movie with Jim Carrey, The Number 23. Every time there's been a great comeback in CS, I look at when they started winning and mounting all the rounds, and then I go and look at your Twitter feed, and it correlates. You don't understand. Like, I might make the next fucking Zeitgeist documentary about this, mate. It's unreal. You do it to yourself. You got to stop. Stop tweeting. But let's talk about this Mouse Sports team, right? Like, coming in, they were kind of like the walking wounded. You saw all these interviews about how things weren't going particularly well. You saw about, like, almost a little bit of, Wolverine meme for Stico, talking about how communication had taken a setback and they still didn't know how Snax was realistically going to fit into the team and the lineup. They didn't start out great. They obviously beat Fnatic, sure, but they did drop a map. And sure, it was overtime, but how many times have you seen that kind of be the catalyst for a capitulation, especially from Mouse Sports? They dropped a map to Gambit before kind of bouncing back. But, these weren't polished performances by any stretch. Then, obviously, NRG, then Liquid in the finals. And, I thought these were all losable games for Mousesports. I didn't have any kind of great feeling about Mousesports coming in. I still don't think this 5 is the finished project. And I don't think winning a final against perennial chokers Team Liquid means that it is. What happened here was Oscar in the team, all this talk about Oscar being out, he played fucking lights out in some of these series. Like, if ever Oscar was sort of trying to lay down the fucking law and say, it can't be me, I'm not going anywhere, it was here in New York. And then also as well, Chris J, who is, again, I made a tweet where everyone was like, but you're the real hipster. But I just said, like, hipsters now, right? Whenever you see a highlight reel like that fucking ace he got, which is probably the player 2018, some pistol aces notwithstanding, but fuck pistols. I was like, loads of people are going to come out and say, oh, fucking Chris, he's new, Chris J. Fuck off. No one's been singing this guy's praises for in terms of how important he is to that Mousesports roster. He's the guy who flexes every time that somebody needs to change position, change role, be an in-game leader, be this, be that. He fucking does it all, and he was fucking unreal at this tournament. So, like, you've got everything. Like, a Mousesports without Chris J is absolutely unfathomable. And I got to say, I think he dragged him across the finish line in this one. He was the kind of, like, counterpoint to Twists was going off, Chris J was going off at the same time. And if he hadn't, maybe Team Liquid sneak it. But I'm still not convinced by Mousesports, but I've got to say, in terms of steps in the right direction, if you keep this version of Oscar, you don't need to replace him. And Snacks' stats were garbage, but it didn't matter because all the pieces were working in harmony for the first fucking time since they put these 5 players together.
The problem with all of that is, it's all true. It's just that without Team Liquid towards the end just fucking bending the knee and handing you the trophy, you don't win a trophy off it, It's like a really good second place finish where it's like, wow, you put up a fight. In fact, that's the whole thing. That what should have happened after this final is Team Liquid go, you know what, we should have won this easily, but fucking hell, fair play, you gave us a great game, you had some great individual performances. Because the thing about the Mousesports win is you don't look at the result and go, what a team. You go, actually, they all like individually took turns to have a good game. Even Snacks had a good game at one point in time. I think it was the game they lost Inferno. But, they all did like a little bit of something because they have the firepower, clearly. But as a squad, if I think of teams that have won massive trophies out of this recently, it's got to be one of the worst I can think of in recent memory. It's certainly not a squad that anyone's picking to win any other big tournaments, Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even win the one that I'm at now. And then in theory, the number one favourite on paper.
Yeah, well, look, I'm going to reserve judgment because, again, I think this Mousesports team kind of live and die by the Oscar question mark. If they replace him, it's got to absolutely, inarguably be the right replacement. We all heard the Bialy rumors. And that now has to be unthinkable. If it isn't, and they still go ahead with that, after this tournament they're at now in Kiev with you, I mean, then they are fucking mental, aren't they? It's like, it's like that fucking scene in Fight Club where they're just buckling up, just let it go, man. Like they don't give a fuck anymore, because they've proven they can beat elite level opposition, not always convincingly, but they can do it, and they'll get over a finish line and win trophies with this fucking 5. And Oscar was a big fucking part of that. So he's got to be in their thoughts. And I don't, and you can't drop Sonny. I don't give a fuck if he's the other name that's potentially on the chopping block. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they can miss a fucking change. Make a fucking change. But equally as well, you're right. Can they consistently deliver? Now, if they win back-to-back tournaments, let's say they win in Kiev, do you change your mind about them? Do you think, well, fuck it, maybe somehow it is all going to work out all right for Mousesports?
Here's the thing, even though the quality isn't here in the field you wouldn't have beaten anyone significant to win the tournament, just doing it would show a level of holding composure, some teamwork, some consistency. I'd certainly start to think about it. Just as a gesture, it would be meaningful to me. But that's why I say it, because I think even without the top teams, they're going to find a way to fuck it up.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see. Remember, stay off Twitter. Don't make your fucking nightmares become reality.
Right now.
You do that to me right now.
I'll have a signed affidavit with me with today's paper next to it.
Right. So anyway, I guess we can wrap up the show there. I'll let you get
Chewie
some rest.
beats Tumen. Ruined the Thorin times.
But yeah, we'll wrap it up there. We'll talk about Istanbul in the next episode, and obviously the Kiev event as well, and whatever fucking roster mania is going on. So all that remains to be said, of course, is thanks very much to everybody for tuning in, and thanks to the show sponsors, Rivalry.gg. Remember, you can go and use the code RLS to earn up to $350 in VIP bonuses, and of course, our patrons that donate to the show. I have got a list here. Our $100 patrons: Botvic, Chris and Win, Detlef Insomniac, Hyolu, and Jerky's Minion, of course. Our $50 patrons: Manuel Stockley, Sard Sawar, Daniel Plamanov Yordanov, Pete Bidstrup, Ivan Candido, TC Owens, Carv, Roosty, Ditta Dornhoff Christensen, Nastradamus, Marcus Kyunpar, Madsen. I've done it again. I always fuck up yours, Marcus. I'm sorry, mate. Marcus Kyunpar, Madsen, Colin Penny, Benakagi Assassin, and William Southern. So yes, we'll be around at some point next week. Duncan's obviously going to need a rest, so it definitely won't be on fucking Tuesday, but we'll figure out when it is going to be. Sam's also with Epic LAN, aren't you, or something? Is he there? He's gone, hasn't he? Of course he's gone. Well, Sam's actually going to a LAN event, so if you're at Epic LAN, you want to spit in Sam's eye, you can. But there you have it. So we will see you on the next episode of By the Numbers. And until then, take care of yourselves.